Good afternoon, Oshawa Ground, Diamond Foxtrot Echo Yankee Zulu. I'm at Tango 2, would like the main apron for run-up.
Foxtrot Echo Yankee Zulu ground, good afternoon, taxi Delta.
Echo Yankee Zulu. And Oshawa Ground, Foxtrot Echo Yankee Zulu, run-up's complete with hotel.
Foxtrot Echo Yankee Zulu, Oshawa Ground.
I'd like to do a local north at 3,000 feet, Echo Yankee Zulu.
Echo Yankee Zulu ground, runway 12, altimeter 3035, taxi Alpha Bravo. Contact tower 120.1, holding short of runway 12 and squawk code 0060.
I will squawk 0060, taxi Alpha Bravo, and we'll contact tower holding short 12, Echo Yankee Zulu. And Oshawa Tower, Echo Yankee Zulu is holding short 12, ready for departure.
Echo Yankee Zulu Tower, line up and wait, runway 12.
Line up and wait, Echo Yankee Zulu.
Echo Yankee Zulu Tower, left turn out, clear takeoff, runway 12.
Unclear takeoff, left turn out, Echo Yankee Zulu. We're up. Here's our flaps. Okay, 400 feet above, start our turn. And Oshawa Tower, Echo Yankee Zulu is exiting the zone to the north.
Echo Yankee Zulu Tower, change on route frequency, talk to you soon.
Thanks so much, Echo Yankee Zulu. Okay, well today's an interesting day. I wrote my instrument written exam, the INRAT here in Canada, yesterday. It was a awful experience. However, I passed. So I'm super excited about that. That is off my desk now, and now I need to polish up my IFR skills, probably a few flights with my instructor, and then I will schedule a check ride or a flight test, practical flight test. So one step at a time. The INRAT's done. Bit of a bear to get your arms around. Not a ton of fun, I'll be honest with you. Questions were unbelievably ambiguous. So the questions I got wrong, I'm sure everybody says this, I don't think are a reflection of my knowledge. I mean, I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I studied pretty hard and I have a pretty, what I think is a pretty solid knowledge of the material. Where I did go wrong was on one, not properly understanding what they were actually asking me for. And honestly, I'm not sure whether that's a function of me being a little thick or the questions written in a way that made it really hard.
Hotel is 4,200 over the island in a mirror.
That made it really, really hard to understand. Or answers were so kind of ambiguous that it was the typical, you know, pick the question that's most right, which, you know, fair is fair. I knew that going in, and quite frankly, I should have been able to get those. So I think it was a combination of not slowing down and reading the test questions and really thinking about what it is they're actually asking me, or Quite frankly, probably the bigger one is me overthinking the question and trying to read into the question, pretty much thinking that they were trying to trick me, so trying to do kind of gesticulations and figure out, you know, what's the trick here, what's the real question. They can't be actually asking me that. That's so simple. So, you know, again, the exam's the exam. I know the purpose of it is to really put a hard test on people's abilities to understand the IFR knowledge. I think they were successful in doing that. I got to tell you, I didn't enjoy writing it. So in Canada, it's a 3-hour exam, and I finished in about an hour and 40 minutes, I'll say. Could have been faster, but I was purposely trying to take my time. And decided to go back and review the questions at an hour and 40 minutes. And got about 10 questions into the review. Quite frankly, was so completely done and ready to move on and wanted to get out of that room so bad that I just thought to myself, screw it. If I fail, I fail. I'll come back and rewrite it, but I got to get out of here. And I just hit the submit button and walked out the door. You know, but for the grace of God, I passed, so it's done. And the reason I did it, and this is a recommendation to all you guys out there that may be writing the INRAT or any test for that matter. The guy sitting in front of me must have poured about 3 gallons of aftershave onto himself before he came into that exam room, and the smell, although pleasant, was up in my nose and giving me a crashing headache. And by the time I was an hour and a half in, my head was throbbing so bad, I was just like, get me out of here, I don't care what happens. And so that's kind of a big part of why I just had to get out of there. So anyways, all's fair in love and war, and life isn't always fair and certainly throws you some curveballs that, you know, you got to deal with, and I dealt with it. Anyways, it's done. Exam's written and passed. Now I just got to get the flight test portion out of my way. That I actually am looking forward to, you know, win or lose. I love flying the plane, so it's just a matter of polishing up my skills and arranging a flight test and going for gold. So the other big story is you haven't seen a lot from me for a while, and there's a reason. I took my plane in to get its annual inspection done with the full expectation that it would be a 3-day event and I'd have Echo Yankee Zulu back and be able to continue flying. When it got in there, I think everything generally was good, but it was a 2-year now inspection, and they had some parts they needed to change, and there was an mount on the exhaust that apparently was cracked or broken, so that needed to be replaced. As it turned out, also, if you've noticed on a lot of my videos, when I am on the roll for my takeoff, Echo Yankee would often pull to the left a little bit. And I'd often be running, you know, a little left of the center line. That wasn't for lack of trying, but as it turns out, my nose wheel and my left main wheel were underinflated, but they kept deflating. So I'd add air, and you know, every little while I'd have to add some more air in. Anyways, as it turns out, when they checked out the tires, apparently there's some weeping valves on the tires that are supposed to close during manufacture. On my plane, they never closed, so that's why those 2 tires. So I've got brand new tires in those positions, and so far so good, not losing any pressure in the wheels, so feeling better about that. And then the service center is located at an airport up here called Buttonville. Buttonville is an airport that is scheduled to be closed in about 2 months from now, so coming up soon. And as a result, the people who are managing it aren't really putting a lot of effort into the runway, so the ramp's pretty rough. And when they took it out to do its ground runs and do the testing, I guess it it blew up one of those stones that had come loose and put a big gash into one of my propellers. Obviously, that was a no-go, and propeller had to come. I mean, I was literally walking out to the airplane to pick it up to fly it home when we discovered the gash. And good call for the tech who was doing the last check on the plane. He's the one that noticed it. Anyways, that grounded me for another couple weeks, 2-3 weeks. So all told, between the parts delays and the propeller work that I had to get done, I was down for probably a little over 4 weeks, which to me is like pulling teeth. I mean, I love to get in this plane so much that, you know, not being able to fly, particularly since it was, you know, pretty spectacular VFR weather that whole time, it was making me crazy. But anyways, this is my second flight, or third flight, I guess, technically, because there was a flight home. Third flight in Echo Yankee Zulu since the annual, and everything appears to be working great, no squawks. So I'm real happy with that. And yeah, that's where we are. Been an interesting couple months, and hopefully it will be interesting going forward. So I know you may or may not be interested in all that, but just wanted to give you guys an update on what I've been up to these days. So hopefully the next time we talk, I will be an IFR rated pilot, hopefully in the next couple weeks if I can get it all together. We'll see how it goes. All right. Thanks, guys.
In India. Oshawa Information India. Weather at 1800 Zulu. Wind 110. At 10. Gusting 16. Wind variable between 080 and 160. Visibility 9 miles. Sky clear. Temperature 20. Dew point 11. Altimeter 3033. Approach our nav runway 12. Landing and departing runway 12. Inform ATC that you have information India.
And Oshawa Tower, Foxtrot Echo Yankee Zulu with India.
Foxtrot Echo Yankee Zulu Tower, squawk ident, possible traffic to the right of 12 o'clock, 2.5 miles northeastbound aircraft, 2,700, type altitude unverified.
I'll squawk ident and looking for traffic, Echo Yankee Zulu.
Echo Yankee Zulu, confirm inbound, full stop.
Inbound, full stop, Echo Yankee Zulu.
Echo Yankee Zulu Tower, runway 12, wind 140 at 8, altimeter 3033, cleared straight in approach, report 5 miles final.
Cleared straight in, report 5 miles, Echo Yankee Zulu.
Echo Yankee Zulu identified 10 miles north-northwest, 4,100 feet, descending that traffic to the right of your 12 for 1 mile northeast at 27 unverified.
Looking for traffic, Echo Yankee Zulu.
Echo Yankee Zulu just passing over top of them now, it looks like you're good for the descent.
They're in sight, no factor, Echo Yankee Zulu, thanks.
Thank you.
Lights on, fuel pumps on. Oshawa Tower, Echo Yankee Zulu, 5 miles inbound.
Echo Yankee Zulu Tower number 2, following Cessna, turning left base to final at 1 mile.
Echo Yankee Zulu.
Echo Yankee Zulu Tower, traffic exiting at the runway intersection, wind 130 at 11, cleared to land runway 12.
Clear to land 12, Echo Yankee Zulu.
To the suburbs, Molly moved out of state. Dawn moved on to the next world, just to get away. 'Cause I'm a no good fool, and I mess around. Yeah, I'm a no good fool. I'm low down, I'm fun for tonight, but I ain't no good for you. You're dancing with the devil when you dance with this no good fool.
Echo Yankee Zulu Tower, exit left runway 05, contact ground 118.4. Have a good day.
Will do. Good day to you too, thanks.